What's going on, everyone? Happy Monday. Happy MLK Day. I myself am riding extremely high on the victory of the Kansas City Chiefs yesterday. We are going to the Super Bowl. I could not be more excited. It's been a long time. We haven't been to the Super Bowl since I've even been alive. And I'm not that young. So very excited. Still feeling the effects a little bit, if I'm being totally honest. So everyone, we're going to do basically once or twice a month. I like to do the AMA format. So we get a lot of questions. I get a lot of questions DM'd to me. And so I like to do a format where I can just rattle through different sales and marketing questions. So I see Shirley Everly has already hopped in here with a question. Shirley, I love it. So how this format works, again, drop your sales questions. I know all of you, look, we're already halfway through January, which is wild in 2020. I'm sure a lot of you are starting to think about how to hit your number in Q1. Oh, now Shirley's talking trash too. Go 49ers, lol. Anyway, look, Shirley, I think it's going to be a good game, but we've got Mahomes and you've got Garoppolo. So I like our odds. That's all I'm saying. Niners are a good team, though. Don't get me wrong. For all my San Francisco fans, it's better than the Raiders. Don't get me started on the Raiders. So again, if you have a question about anything related to sales or marketing, leadership, etc., drop your questions in the comments. I will do my best. We're going to go for about like 30, maybe 40 minutes today. I'm actually in Kansas City still, so got to go spend some time with the fam. So, all right, first question up from the audience. This is from Twitter. My man Gerard had a question. Do you think LinkedIn is getting too Facebook-y? I'm seeing a lot of posts these days that aren't business related. People talking about what they ate for lunch. That's like the classic example of like nobody cares what you ate for lunch. I have my own theory what's happening and wonder what your thoughts are as well. So for everyone who's worried about LinkedIn becoming too Facebook-y, like it just is what it is. Like you can just choose to accept it, or you can choose to be the person in the background complaining about it. Like LinkedIn is becoming a social media platform. And so because it's becoming a social media platform, you're going to start to see new behaviors. You're going to start to see new interaction types. So you may not like it. You may not like that LinkedIn's getting too Facebook-y. But for me, I don't even think twice about it. It's like, look, if people want to share what they ate for lunch, the audience will tell you if they want to reject it. So if people are posting that and nobody likes it, nobody comments, guess what? People will stop doing it. So I think the key is, look, if you're doing something that people interact with or people like, then look, all power to you. So is it getting Facebook-y? I don't know. I think every social media platform has its evolution, but I don't really spend too much time on it. I know my lane. I talked about the things that I want to talk about. People talk about what they want to talk about. Let them do what they want to do. So that's my take on it, Gerard. All right, everyone, let's get some questions in here. I've got a couple more teed up. Question came in, I think this is from last week, Kara. It was, what are the benefits of cold calling over other techniques? So there's this old debate, well, not old, I guess newer debate about the validity to doing cold calling really at all now. And for us, and whenever we work with clients, the cold call is a personal touch point. Meaning, I know that you're not going to connect with people. Guess what? You didn't connect with people back in 2005 either. You know what I mean? And so too many people get hung up like, well, I'm not connecting with anyone. Well, you didn't connect with people in 2007 or 8 either. So why do you care? You know what I mean? Like, anyway, so my thought on this in particular is like a cold call lets someone know, or a voicemail lets someone know that like you're a human. Email, there's no soul behind it. There's no anything. But with a voicemail or call, I can do my best to at least give you, some type of insight to it. I can at least give you some insight into like my voice, who I am, etc. And that I'm not going away. So to me, calls are still 100% a part, should be a part of the process for most companies. And I think the benefits are it's that human-to-human connection. It's also why I like on your cell phone, if you guys don't know, you can send on the LinkedIn app, you can send, what do you call it? A direct message ahead of time. So that's like a really amazing like opportunity. You can send like a video or a voicemail that you can just drop in there. I just got a notification. My friends, who's a Niners fan, account did not get drawn. So damn it. That was supposed to be my Super Bowl hookup. That's all right. We'll move on. So we've got here Crystal, forgive the basic question, but are you broadcasting? Yes, I'm broadcasting live on LinkedIn. Right now, LinkedIn Live, it's a new feature. We've had access. We were one of the first 100 people in the world that had access to it. We use it for this type of AMA and for interviews. We've tried doing some show type formats where like every Friday you can tune in. Didn't get a lot of traction. I think it's just, people are getting that on throughout their day. So we're going to keep experimenting it with it. But yes, Crystal, this is native on LinkedIn. So let's see. Alex, more of a comment. People will eventually say that it's getting too LinkedIn-y. I think that you're right. I think that's what people will say about TikTok when everyone's like parents are on TikTok. It's like it's getting too LinkedIn-y. All right. So next question up here from your experience. Okay, I apologize in advance. I always try to pronounce people's names. It makes me better. So I'm going to go with Ganesh Kumar. Ganesh Kumar. Tell me if I did. Tell me how close I was, by the way. Just drop a comment in there. Let me know if I'm close. So your question was, from your experience, what components constitute the perceived value of a professional after a first meeting? I think there's a couple of things that after a first meeting with someone that you have to do to build credibility or to really be viewed as a professional, right? So I'll walk through this. Step one is how prepared you show up to the meeting. When you show up to the meeting, you are then showing that, hey, I'm a professional, I'm taking this meeting seriously, etc. So that's one. Step two is how you drive action and next steps. Most decision makers do not need more decisions on their plate. They want you to take care of that. So how you basically drive next steps and talk to them about how you're going to take care of the work. And then finally, making sure that you follow through and you're consistent. You send the recap email afterwards. You follow up with them within 24 hours. And by establishing credibility up front that you did the research, by showing them that you understand their world and that you'll help to project manage it, and then showing that you're consistent, that, my friend, is how you can show up as a sales professional every single meeting. I still don't know if I pronounced your name right, though, man. So just let me know. I'll try my best not to mess it up. All right, so questions are coming in. Thank you, everyone. I love it. It's a Monday, so I appreciate that everyone's up. I know probably half of you are even working. Make sure, again, if you hear something you like, drop the like button, a hand clap, maybe a thinking person. I like the thinking person, but it does look like it was drawn in felt pen. It's like kind of janky. So next question from Kelly Buckband. Kelly, what's going on? Just want to say a big thank you to you, specifically Kelly. Kelly consistently is commenting on the posts, sharing the posts, hitting me up, DMs on questions. So Kelly, I just want to let you know I really appreciate you and all your interaction. It means a lot to me. So her question is, I'm in a specific niche. Our target market is on LinkedIn, but they are not here looking for the service we offer. How do we change that? So how I would think about it, Kelly, and feel free if you want, go ahead and drop what your industry is. Like drop me in the industry, and then I'll try to do my best to make this even more specific. But the thing that you have to think about is if your buyers are on LinkedIn, you want them to view you, Kelly, as an expert in their industry. So don't worry about the product. So what are the things that your buyers care about? Well, they care about X or they care about Y. Whatever that is, and you should be posting content about that, not, your product. So if you can just focus your time spent on like basically posting industry insights, that will be absolutely huge, right? So that would be my advice, Kelly, is don't worry about they're not looking for the product. You're trying to become a trusted resource, right? I want everyone to think of Kelly as the expert in X or Y or whatever it is. So that's my advice. I don't know. I can just keep repeating myself. But so again, you want to try to connect with a lot of those buyers. Step one is always have an audience development strategy and then put out content that they're going to interact with. So thank you again, Kelly, for the question. It was a good one as always. All right, my man, Francois, another person who I have tons and tons of respect and love for. Francois, I really, really appreciate how active you are and all the content. So big thank you. That's the thing I hate about LinkedIn Live is I wish that there's a feature where I could in Instagram where I could click you in. I've done phone calls before. Maybe I'll bring that back next week. But so that way at least people can hear you too, or I can hear you. It's more fun for me that way too. So we'll try to switch that up. Kara, note that. Let's try to find a way to do some more call-ins on all these AMAs because those are a lot of fun. So Francois's question was, how does the Scaled team manage all of the LinkedIn work you are doing for clients? Sales Nav, Shield, are there other tools your teams uses to manage prospecting for clients? So yes, there are other tools. So I'll tell you kind of our basic tech stack. So part of our business at Scaled, we launched about 6 months ago our digital presence group. So we really believe that LinkedIn is a core part of your marketing and sales strategy now. It's not just a throwaway place where you post, but you can drive real interaction and real business for the platform. So for my side, that's why we started that business. And so what we do is there's a few things. So step one is you have to have a way to connect with people consistently. That's what we use Sales Nav for. So invest in Sales Navigator. And with Sales Navigator, I can create lists of people. We can create lists of your target audience and just connect. So you have to have Sales Nav to make it very easy for you to do that. There's some other bot services out there. We don't endorse those. What happens is they work for a while and they work really, really well. And then LinkedIn flags your account because you're using a bot. So we're working on developing some things. So I'd say, Francois, hit me up in a couple of weeks or hit up Courtney. We're having some preliminary meetings with a technology provider that might be able to do something that's within LinkedIn's terms and conditions. But for now, Sales Nav is how we connect with people. The other thing that we do in Sales Nav is you can see who posted in the last 30 days. So then you might want to comment on their posts, right? So you can also use that same Sales Nav list to see just who's active. So then you can create some more interaction with them. And then what's the other thing? Oh, tags. So the other thing we're really big on right now is how to use tags. So let's say, this is my finance bucket, or these are people that care about finance content or transportation content. All right, we're back. So we had a little bit of technical difficulties, but we got it figured out. Kara, can you hear me okay? You can? Okay, perfect. All right, everyone. So we're back. What was I talking about? Francois? Kara was answering his question in the middle of it? Yeah, okay, I thought so. All right, everyone. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties, but we're back, and that's all that matters. So Francois's question, what do we use? So I was talking about Sales Navigator. You got all my best tips for Sales Navigator, so use that to connect with people. Shield is a tool. We actually white label it. So if you're interested in getting analytics about your profile, please hit me up directly. We've got a special relationship with those guys, and we can hook you up, which basically allows us to aggregate all of our posts into one centralized place. So that is the tool that we use, our social insights tool. So then we can see what content's working, what content's not working, etc. And that's a big part of it. So with those two tools, we can connect with people consistently. We can then see what content's working. And then we use a third tool called Heyorka, which is a social media platform. And so maybe, Kara, what you could do, could you maybe tag those Heyorka and Courtney about the app, or actually tag yourself so people know if they're interested in the analytics, they can hit you up. So if anyone is interested in getting better analytics on their own page, just let me know. We can hook you up. So there we go. That is my best advice for using the tools. No, Francois, there's no other special tool that we have. Alex Smith. What's up, Alex? I have a special love for Alex Smith as well, too, because Alex Smith was our quarterback. And he was a quarterback of the Niners before, too. So Alex, I don't think this is the same Alex Smith. No, it's definitely not the same Alex Smith. Okay, he has questions similar to Gerard's. It's, do you think that LinkedIn Live will get too crowded? Meaning that when everyone is going live, people tune out because they just don't have the time to drop everything and join. Just noticing it myself recently with some top influencers I follow. So yeah, for sure. I mean, like, look, it's a new platform, and what you'll see is that people who put out good content will win. And I think what most people, it takes time. You know what I mean? Like, it takes a lot of time to build an audience and to build a group that interacts. And I think most people just don't want to put in the work. And so because most people don't want to put in the work, they'll stop after a while. So I think what you'll see is this like influx of people who are doing it. And then you'll see a lot of people basically like drop off. So I think that's what's going to probably happen, Alex. I think more and more people will use it, and then they'll get tired of it because they're not getting a ton of interaction, or they'll get tired of it because they don't have a big enough audience, and then they'll drop off. So I think it's normal. I think it's a normal part of the evolution. LinkedIn still hasn't even opened this feature up to everyone. You still have to get credit for it or have to get permission for it. So for me, yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to get too crowded for sure. And so the good part is, look, like, that's why we try to do one, maybe two a week. And we feel like that's the right amount for our audience. But I'd love to hear it. If you guys are like, no, Jake, like, do more, like, we'll do more. You know, if you're like, do less, we'll do less. So I want to know what you all think as well, too. But for us, that is a big part of it. So that's my 2 cents. Yes, it's getting too crowded. Let me know if there's anything you think we can do better. And I'd love to see how we can continue to up our own game. All right, what about now? All right, we're good. All right, stupid AirPods. So anyway, I was talking about the transportation industry. I would just be connecting with a lot of operations folks. And then within those, I would basically be just dropping information about the future of their space. So all of you, if you're trying to build credibility in your target audience and maybe you're not from that world, just be an aggregator. You don't have to have a bunch of original thought. You don't have to have, Kelly, you don't have to be like an absolute expert. So anyway, that's my advice. So get specific, target those folks. So again, everyone, we're going to go for about another probably like 10 or 15 minutes here, assuming social live doesn't do some stuff again. And keep dropping the questions in there. So we've had a lot of questions before. So keep dropping the questions down there, and I'll keep answering them. Again, make sure to hit the like button or the smiley face. I don't know. I guess that's kind of like the like button. I don't know. And we'll keep going. We'll keep getting into it. So yeah, we've got audio back. Sorry about that, guys. Where do you get your drive from? How do you stay so energized all the time and not get burnt out? So that's interesting. So I think part of it is maybe just how you perceive burnout. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, trust me, I need downtime. I need sleep time. Plus, I've got an almost 2-year-old and a 5-year-old. So for me, I have a lot of priorities that, sometimes they're going to, compete at times. But I think the good part about what I do every day is I really genuinely like sales. And I think if you're not working in a space or an industry that you're super, super, super passionate about, then it feels like work. For me, I really like it. And so it feels less like work. And then the other thing is, look, if you know me and, Kara knows me and Courtney and the team, I can turn it down when I need to turn it down too. I'm not always, amped up, etc. But, I'm always present and focused, but it might come across differently. Like if we're doing a LinkedIn Live like this, my goal is to make sure it's also, that you guys are having fun, that you're enjoying it, and so I don't have to do that 24/7, in my life. If I had to do that, that'd be too much for me. So I think that's it. It's that the energy comes from doing what I really enjoy and making sure that I'm really listening to myself and my body about not putting myself in situations where I will get burnt out. Because I'm so relentless with my calendar, I really try to control the times that's in there and put blocks of things together that will continue to feed my energy throughout the day, as opposed to if I had to do 5 sales meetings in one day, for example, that would just be too much. I would just be wiped. And by the last few, I just wouldn't be good. But if I had, same thing as I had like 5 internal meetings, like for that last person, I probably am not going to be at 100%. So I try to really pay attention to what types of meetings give me energy and, not stacking even too many of those back to back to back, because even that will start to get to be just too crazy. So that's what's up. That's what I typically do. All right. So Grace has a question. Grace, what's going on? Hope you're doing amazing. Hopefully some of you guys are taking the day off too. I'm taking the day off after this. So DM me any other questions if I don't answer them, but I'm going to take the day off after. So again, we're going to go for about another 10 minutes or so. So keep dropping your questions down there and we will keep answering them. So what's the best lead gen channel for modern B2B sales? Well, my friend, there are a lot of, this is a loaded question because it really depends on where your buyers live. To Kelly's point, if your buyers don't live on the platform, then don't use LinkedIn, right? Like if your buyers aren't active, don't use it. If your buyers aren't in front of their desks all day long, don't call their desk phone. If your buyer isn't on, I don't know if any buyers aren't on email. So that might be the one where you're like, I'm pretty sure email is going to be a good one. If they show up to trade shows, then you've got to be trade show heavy. And so I think a lot of what people don't take enough time to do is really say, look, I sell to VPs of operations. Where do these people live physically and digitally? And that's where we try to spend a lot of our time with our clients really early on, is helping to identify that, to put together the right sequence of activities to engage with those people. So for me, the best way to think about lead gen is reverse engineer your buyer. Where are they? Where do they live physically, digitally? And so I like all of those tools, right? I like gifting as well too, not like cheesy gifts, but very thoughtful, smart gifts. We've seen that have a huge impact in results. So I think a lot of this is, where do you think your audience lives and what do you think they're most likely? And then relentless testing. So use outreach or Sales Loft or one of these tools so you can actually track like what's working, what's not working, etc. Because I think a lot of people, they just do all these activities and they don't even know like what's working or what's not working. And so to me, it's like, what's the point of doing the activity if you don't know what's working or what's not working? So that's my 2 cents. And just so you guys know, I've got LinkedIn pulled up over here. If you ever wonder like why I'm looking over to the side. So this is where I can see the questions and comments come in, and there's like a delay between it. So it's kind of a fun one. All right. So next question. Let's see what's up. All right. That was Alex Smith. He's not the real Alex Smith. I figured that. All right, we'll keep the questions coming. We'll probably try to take a couple more. Next question, can you talk about some coaching techniques that you use to help your sales team? I think this is important. And plus, even if you are a seller, I think that this can be a way that you can manage up and work with your boss more effectively too. So step one is a mutual agreement that you like sitting down with someone. A lot of times the step that we skip in coaching is really just understanding, does this person want to be coached right now? If I'm talking to Kara about XYZ and, she's had a bad day, something happened, etc., and I'm sitting here trying to give her feedback or coach around a skill, she's not going to try to hear it. So every single coaching conversation line, like, hey, Kara, like, hey, how are things today? Where's your head at? Right, great. So do you want to dive into some of these topics? Yes, no, maybe, etc. So make sure that you align that they actually want to be coached first. Right. I think that's the step that a lot of people forget is the human. There's a human element here. The other thing is simplify. If you're working with someone on a skill, don't, the worst feedback, I got into it with this dude multiple times now, who is telling me that he runs a sales coaching company. And what they do is they basically do on-demand coaching for sales reps. So I said, all right, well, tell me how you're coaching, because he's referred to it as coaching. And he's like, well, we listen to calls and we give him feedback. I'm like, okay, well, that's deal review. You're not coaching. You're not skill building. And he's like, well, I think it is. He's like, so you're telling me you would hear someone do something wrong and not give them like the feedback? I was like, yeah. Like a human being cannot take 18 pieces of feedback about one call. And I think as a coach, you have to know that. You've got to know, look, so with Kara, we're going to work on these 1 or 2 things. Don't get me wrong, there's some micro little correction things. We might bring them up, but we're focusing on skill building for the mid and the long term. So I think a coach is invested in the mid or long-term performance of somebody, not just the, immediate results. And so then therefore you as a rep or someone on the front lines, if you have a boss who's not coaching you, you sit down and align with them. Hey, John, we spent a lot of time talking about deals. I've self-assessed that one area that I really want to grow on in 2020 is active listening. So in our next 2 calls, can you basically listen in to see how well I'm listening? Money. So I've always taken my own career development in my own hands, and I loop in other people to help me to do that. But so whether you're a coach or a coachee, you need to make sure that you're driving that alignment and then that you're building on like 1 or 2 skills. So that's my big piece of advice there. So I'm going to do one more question. If you can sneak it in the comments, we'll get to it. Again, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Sorry about a couple of little technical glitches. And a couple kind of asks from me to you is, one, tag a friend. We covered some really good sales techniques here around LinkedIn, outbound, etc. Tag a friend or tag yourself. It makes these posts very easy to find, because unfortunately these posts get buried in my posts and don't get reshared. So I really highly suggest that all of you tag yourself or tag a friend in the comments. It means a lot to me. It gives me a chance to know who else is kind of in the mix. Make sure, again, if you like or you comment, if you like or tag, it also shows up on your feed. So that helps with reach, and I appreciate that. So, all right, last question from Ryan O'Leary. This is a really good one too. Kara, can you copy and paste it? I can't get up to it. I think it's, what do you put? Oh, I've got it. So Ryan O'Leary says, when requesting a new connection on LinkedIn, what do you put in the message as to why you want to connect? Nothing. We put absolutely nothing, right? We've done A/B testing. Our partners at Shield, there is a 3% increase in likelihood to accept with a personalized message. Now, I will caveat that stat, because obviously stats are stats. A lot of people send really bad messages, and so that probably weighs it down. I think my gut tells me it's probably like a 10 to 15% increase in conversions to connection. it could be maybe a little bit, maybe up as high as 20. But from a speed standpoint, I can connect with 50 people in 20 minutes, maybe 15. Or if I'm going to personalize all those, it'll take me 2 or 3 hours. And the speed to benefit ratio just isn't there. So our suggestion, for the most part, again, very high value, C-level contacts, maybe you want to put something in there. But for the most part, just hit the connect button, and nobody will really, no one will really know the difference. And I know that can be controversial to some people. So anyway, that's what's up. So anyway, everyone, I'm going to go get to it this Monday. I hope everyone has an amazing week. Again, tag yourself, comment a friend. As Kara said, you can find all of these LinkedIn Lives on my YouTube channel. So go check those out. I mean, seriously, if you are new in sales, just go to my YouTube channel. I think Kara, I don't even know how many videos do we have, like 300, something like that. Something like, we've got over 300 videos. Like, I don't think, Kara, we got to promote this more. Like, it is just like this treasure trove of data. You know what I mean? So I think it's really, really interesting. So I would go check it out. I get a 45 to 50%, what's this one, conversion rate. Yeah, I don't disagree, man. My thought would be like, here's what I want you to do, Shay. I want you to do it with no personalized message and see if you still get 45 to 55. I think you'll get like 35 or 30, which means like it's all time balance. So do what you got to do. So everyone, have an amazing week. Again, if you need anything, you can always DM me. I do my best to respond as fast as humanly possible. And we'll tag the rest of your questions as a part of this. And, again, have a great week, everyone.